YouTube, it's Erin, and I am the Handbag Housewife, and I'm back again with another video. Today's video is going to be a comparison between two bags that I really love, but one of them I love just a bit more than the other. So what two bags will they be, you may ask? Well, I have them right here. We have on your right the Saint Laurent small Loulou bag in the dark beige color. I've spoken before about how I don't really think it's dark. I think it's more of like a beige or even a light beige, but they call it dark beige. And then I also have the navy New Wave bag in the smaller size by Louis Vuitton. So I have multiples of both these bags. I have two of the New Wave. I also have it in rose ballerine. And then with the Saint Laurent small Loulou, I actually have four of these bags. So if you can't guess which one I like better, then you just need to keep watching and you'll figure out why. But I will say I'm glad to have all of them that I do have as part of my collection and do not plan on selling any of them. So first of all, I want to tell you that they're both chain shoulder bags or crossbody bags. As you can see, they both have convertible chains, but there is a difference. The New Wave bag has a much longer leather brake, but only has one of these leather brakes. The small Loulou bag has two leather brakes, but they're much shorter. Like if you put them back to back like that, I think they would still be shorter than the Louis Vuitton New Wave chain bags leather brake. And when I do it like that, I know I'm overlapping just a little bit, but see how much is left over? The brake on the Louis Vuitton bag is very much longer. So what does that mean, you may ask? Well, for me, it means that the New Wave bag is much more comfortable crossbody than the Saint Laurent small Loulou. So I'm going to try them on. I'm going to show them on the shoulder, and then I'm also going to show them crossbody so you can get a feel for how they look, and I'll talk to you about how they feel as well. I'm going to put one on each side of my body so we can get live, so we can get head-to-head feedback from me to you. So first, you'll notice that the drop on both of these bags as a shoulder bag is very similar, but I will say that because the New Wave bag is a bit slimmer, I think it wins in terms of how it feels under my arm, but the comfort on the shoulder is slightly better on the small Loulou because it does have the double brake instead of having one of the straps on my shoulder be a chain strap. And so, you know, it's kind of a toss-up which one feels better, but I'm going to give this one to the small Loulou by just a little bit because what's on my shoulder is leather and not chain. Here is a comparison of the depth of the bags, and you'll see that the Loulou is ever so slightly wider at the bottom and pretty similar at the top, but that width at the bottom is also invaluable in terms of how these bags rest on the counter. You have to really strategically pack the New Wave bag and lay the chains appropriately when you set these bags down, because otherwise this bag tips over, and I really don't want the front of this bag hitting counters over and over again and hitting this metal plate. The gold on both of these bags is an antiqued finish, and that's not something that's typical for Louis Vuitton to do the antiqued finish, but it is very typical for Saint Laurent to do it. And actually with Saint Laurent, I really only like their antique gold. Their yellow gold, for me, is just extremely yellow, and I don't like it quite as much as the antiqued finish. I'm gonna go ahead and try them on crossbody now for you and let you know what I think. Crossbody, the drop is very, very similar, but I will tell you that the New Wave bag does win in terms of comfort crossbody because I like to wear my crossbodies kind of on the front of my body like that. And with the New Wave bag, I can pull this strap to be exactly where I want it, where it's not hitting my collarbone, But with the Saint Laurent bag, I can't get this leather break over the spot that I am sensitive because this leather break prohibits it from moving at all. So the only way I can get that leather in the right spot is to shift the bag to my side, and I don't like carrying my crossbodies that way. I like carrying them on the front. So for this small Loulou, I really just carry it on the shoulder unless I'm in a pinch. I will tell you that if the chain is on my body on the small Loulou, it feels much better than the chain on the New Wave bag, because the New Wave bag's chain is not a flat chain, as you can see. If you are shorter, the small Loulou may work better for you crossbody, because since the grommets are side to side, you can pull up the center part instead of the outside part. And when you do that, it's up a bit higher. It's not a big difference, but it's just enough that if a bag is a little bit too long for you, you can make that small adjustment. I want to show you the bags like this so we can talk about capacity. You'll see that the New Wave chain bag is just slightly longer, but that the small Loulou has a big advantage in terms of depth. If you look at them like this, you'll see that the height is virtually the same. But earlier when I showed you, I said I thought that the width of the New Wave chain bag was about the same at the top, but I really think that the Loulou wins at the top and the bottom in terms of its depth. Now, what do all those measurement differences mean? Well, for me, it means that the small Loulou holds a fair amount more than the New Wave chain bag. And I will also tell you that I've never had an issue packing everything I want into this bag, but I have to do a little bit of tetracene to get things in this bag the way I would like because of the depth. The depth is just not wide enough to get everything in like I want it. Now let's take a peek inside. You'll see here that the New Wave chain bag does have a magnetic closure. And I will tell you, it is not as strong as the Saint Laurent bag. And for that reason, if you overpack it, it will not stay closed. And so that's kind of a drawback in my opinion. I have these Zumani inserts in this bag. I really asked for these for the Rose Ballerine version, but I wanted to show you how well they fit. They do not have pockets. They are purely designed to protect the inside of your bag. And honestly, this bag is narrow enough that if they put pockets in, it would just eat up space. And you already have a pocket here. I'm going to go ahead and pull these out. These are the 1.2 millimeter thickness. I ordered them for the Rose Ballerine because the interior is so light on that bag. And so I wanted something just to protect the micro suede or the Alcantara lining. The lining is amazing on this bag. And you'll see without the liner, I do have more space. And so for this bag, I don't really want to use a liner. I don't feel like I need to worry as much about this navy interior. But the pocket on the front is larger than the pocket on the back. You've got a slip pocket here. You have the center zippered pocket here, and then there are no pockets here in the front. The magnet kind of finds itself, but again, if you put too much in this bag, then what happens is this magnet just is not very strong. I mean, it's easier to open this bag than it is the Saint Laurent, which I'm going to show you here in a minute. Well, the minute's over. I'm not really sure why I said I would show you here in a minute. But when I open the Saint Laurent bag, there's just a little bit more of a tug to get the magnet open. My black one has a whole lot more. I think I did some reverse magnet work on this bag to make the opening not quite so hard to pull open. For a while, I was kind of playing around with neodymium magnets to see if I could make certain magnets on certain bags stronger and certain magnets on other bags not as strong. And I'm pretty sure I did that with this one because most of the time Saint Laurent bags come with magnets that you really, really have to tug to get the bag open. That said, even though this one's not as strong as it used to be, it still clips closed great and does not pop open. But let's look inside. If you look at the bottom, this bag has a base shaper from M Boutique Australia. I do not feel like the New Wave bag needs a base shaper because that bag has sort of a rounded bottom in comparison to how flat the bottom of this bag is. And because the quilting goes around to the bottom, it's reinforced more just from that fact, and that it's not as deep to begin with. But who knows, usually when I get my base shapers from M Boutique Australia, I do end up wanting to get them for other bags that I have in the same style because I do like them so much. So that may be a bag I try one of their base shapers in, because it does have that tendency to tip forward, which I really don't like. So, I think I may reach out to them and ask them if they could send me one of those the next time we work together. I'm going to put the discount code for M Boutique Australia right here, and that'll save you 12% off. It is a affiliate or commissionable link, but it won't cost you any extra and it will save you some money. If you look inside here, you'll see how much deeper the front pocket and the back pocket are than the New Wave chain bag. And if you look here, I have a slip pocket right there, the zippered pocket, which is, again, just like the New Wave chain bag. And then I have this front pocket. So the organization on the inside is essentially the same. And there is a side-by-side for you. When I'm holding it like this, they look a lot more similar in depth than they are, in fact. But I think you can see that underneath the zippered pocket on the New Wave bag, that there is just virtually no space in that other slip pocket. And in the small Loulou, you can see the base shaper peeking out. And that helps to show you that the depth of this bag is much larger. I mean, let me try to hold the zipper pockets at the same height. And then you can kind of see that the depth of this bag on your right is much greater. One of the other things that you could compare between these two is the leather. And I think that the leather of the Saint Laurent bag has more of a top coat on it. It has more of a sheen and it's a little bit slicker to the touch. I believe they're both a calf skin, but I feel like the Saint Laurent leather, because of the way it feels, just feels slightly more luxurious, and the Louis Vuitton is a little bit more matte and just isn't quite as pleasurable to touch as the Saint Laurent bag. That's just my personal opinion though. And let me see. The smell test reveals that this one has no longer any odor of leather, and this one is still going strong in terms of its leather smell. The age of these two bags is probably pretty similar. I can't tell you for sure because I bought this one pre-loved, but based on when I bought this one and then also when this bag came out, I think they're pretty similar in age. And so I don't know if that tells you anything in terms of the sniff test, but the leather smell on this one seems to have lasted a bit longer. So I think I'm going to go grab my items and I'll put them inside and just show you how much space I have after my normal items are inside both bags. Okay, so I have the small Loulou all loaded up and ready to go. Let me give you a peek inside. I've got my two Louis Vuitton key pouches, and then inside of this pocket right here, I have a Saint Laurent card holder in the monogram. Over here, I've got a phone case and I have the pouch that I normally carry. I went ahead and put this little tape measure inside in place of my AirPods case, which I normally carry, but they're currently charging. And then I also have in this front pocket a little pouch that I put medicine in for headaches, etc. And then at the bottom of there, I have a Tide to Go stick, my car key, and a comb. And so all of that fit into this bag with extra room. And I'm going to show you now what fits in the New Wave bag. So everything that I had in the small Loulou is now inside of the New Wave bag. The magnet is actually doing really well. I may have just found a new way to pack it that's even better than what I've done in the past, but it is holding and it is clasping. And so let's look inside. I think the key difference in how I'm packing these than I have in the past is I'm putting the two key pouches side to side in that back pocket, and it's just holding them in a really good spot. Then down on the inside of this pocket, I do have the Saint Laurent card holder And on the opposite side, I did go ahead and place this tape measure so that I could simulate my AirPods case. In the front pocket here, I do have my phone case and my medicine pouch, and then the pouch here with all of the things I don't want to damage my bag. And again, in the bottom, car key, comb, and Tide to Go stick. So while I'm able to fit everything in here, it is just much tighter. There's not a lot of room left to put something else. And if you do, it may make this magnet not get closed quite as well. When I just put the items back in, all of a sudden the magnet wasn't closing. And so I had to shift the phone around to be in the front instead of behind that pouch. So that's kind of how sensitive it is to being closed well. But the pouch is rounded, and I think that that just put enough pressure on the inside that it didn't want to hook closed. So I think I have covered all of the features I wanted to when looking at these two bags compared to each other. And if I had to just pick one, I would pick the Saint Laurent Small Loulou, hands down. The price points are very, very similar. I think the Loulou retails for $29.50. I think the last time I checked, this one retailed for around $29.80. But you never know, Louis Vuitton increases their prices all the time. And so this could have went up over $3,000. I don't know. It's insane. I didn't pay anywhere close to that for either one of these bags. And so I'm glad I got them at the price I did. With all of the information I've given you, I will tell you that I'm super happy with both bags, and I don't plan on getting rid of either one. I have 4 of the small Loulous. I have 2 of the New Wave chain bags, but I don't plan on adding more of either one of these to my collection. The winner is definitely the small Loulou. It's just easier to put my stuff in, and I don't worry about the magnet not catching in the front because my stuff's not positioned quite right. That said, though, I absolutely love the 2 colors I have in the New Wave bag, the Rose Ballerine and the Navy. And I love all the colors I have in the small Loulou too. So they're here to stay, and I hope this video has been helpful if you're considering these 2 bags. If you like one of them, you will most likely like the other as well, because they're both just so good. If you found this video helpful, it would help me a lot if you would give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Do it and ring the notification bell so that you are notified of future exciting content such as this. Also, go find me on Instagram. The name there's the same. It's the @, then the Handbag Housewife, all lowercase. You can DM me there, or you can email me at thehandbaghousewife@gmail.com. If I don't hear from you, I will see you again real soon. Take care and have a fabulous day. Bye.